Hello my friends, and welcome to Adventures of Deanna. I'm on an adventure to lose 100 pounds listening to a podcast, Losing 100 Pounds with Corinne Crabtree. My methods of weight loss are pretty simple. I don't count calories, but I do eat whenever I'm hungry, stop when I'm satisfied, drink 64 ounces of water every single day, and get 7 hours of sleep. Every day I make a plan and then I do my best to stick to that plan. Here we are at the end of October. Did you see my video on the last 90 days where I set a goal? For the last 90 days, I'm going to push really hard to, do the best that I can. I had two goals with the challenge. I had a big dream goal, like I want to get under that 200 pound mark. And then I had a little basic mini goal, which is, less than that. So one was, very doable, and the other one was I'm going to have to work really hard in order to get there. If you saw my video last week, you might remember that I had a gain last week. I gained, I think it was 1.8 pounds. And I told myself that I was going to do 4 things. Or actually, I wasn't going to do 4 things. I wasn't going to talk negative to myself. I wasn't going to restrict my food. I wasn't going to change my exercise. I was going to keep doing what I had been doing. And I wasn't going to change my method that I'm using for weight loss. So, as I mentioned, I'm losing 100 pounds listening to a podcast. I don't count calories, yada, yada, yada. I wasn't going to change that method. I wasn't going to go into a keto diet or a calories in, calorie out, Whole30, whatever it may be. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to keep doing the things that I'm doing. So my results this week. I've been doing a Walktober challenge. So first, before I get into my results, I want to talk about Walktober. It's the end. It's the end of the month. It's the end of October. So let's talk about how I did for the month of October with getting 10,000 steps every single day. First, we'll go through my steps for this week. And just go over that a little. So I didn't do too great this week on my steps. I missed 3 days this week with my Walktober challenge. So let's take a look at my board. I missed 3 days. So Walktober, didn't do great on Tuesday. On Friday, I was only 220 steps shy of meeting my 10,000 step goal, and I just didn't do it. I think it just got off of my mind somehow that day. So real quick here, we'll just take a look at my steps for the week, my step count. Here we go. Those are my steps for the week. The steps for the week. My steps for the week. Okay. So on the Walktober challenge, I got a 76%, so a C for the Walktober challenge, because my other challenge for the month of October was to only have no shots, and I didn't do that one either. If you already peeked at my board, because I showed it to you, you're going to see down here I got a 90% because I had shots 4 days. So not great, not great, not great, not great. Now, I always, every single month, I do some sort of, like, habit tracker. This is just like a habit tracker. And you can Google habit trackers, and there's all kinds of different habit trackers, but it's a really good way to keep track of your good, healthy habits that you're trying to achieve. So my habit tracker looks like this, and I'll actually scan it and put it up on the screen so you guys can see it. But it tracks things like, did I make a plan for the day? Did I follow my plan? Did I assess my plan? So at the end of the next day, we go through, I go over my plan and what I ate, and if I followed it, if I didn't follow it. If I didn't follow it, why didn't I follow it? The idea is that you make a plan whenever you are at the best version of yourself, whenever you're well rested, excited, ready to take on the day, and you make it a good plan that you're willing to follow. So if you don't follow your plan, you need to figure out why you weren't following the plan. Were you having stress? Was there something that was making you sad? Were you celebrating something? These are all things that we need to be aware of. So a lot of my program is just about self-awareness. I get a lot of comments about how self-aware I am, and that really is at the heart of the way that I'm losing weight. It is about being self-aware. It's about taking a look at what you're eating, why you're eating it, and these different things. So then I also track, on my tracker, I track my water, my sleep, if I ate whenever I was hungry and stopped whenever I'm satisfied. This is also something that's a skill. It's something that has to be practiced. We have always been, for me personally actually, I have always been the type of person that just ate just because, boredom, I've listed the many reasons why we eat. So that's something that I track. And then I track out if I did a workout, self-development. And then this month I was tracking the shots and the 10,000 steps. So all of them gets a score. So made my plan, I got an 80%. Followed my plan, I only did that 70% of the time. So I need to figure out, why am I not following the plans that I'm writing for myself? Assessed my plan, only 74% of the time. When I don't make a plan, or I don't follow my plan, I also find that I skip the assessment, which is the most important part. The most important part is the assessment. To look over and figure out why you're not doing the things that you should be doing. Water, I got 100% on water because that is like second nature to me now. I drink a gallon of water every single day, easy. 7 hours of sleep, also easy for me, 96%. 8, according to my hunger scale, 96%. Workout self-development, 93%. And then you know about the shots and the Walktober. So my goals for November are all the same, except for this month I'm doing yoga. I'm doing yoga. I don't know what we call it, but I'm doing yoga for the month of November. I'm going to do 30 days of yoga, a video every single day for the next 30 days. And I'm also going to get back to journaling. I'm going to do a 10-minute journal session every single day. Journaling can help with so many different things. 1 second. Sorry, I had to go and get my notebook. So there's a few things that I want to journal on this month and to help me out. I want to do journaling on my limiting beliefs. Diet, food, exercise, handling the holidays. I want to do some journaling on meal prep. Do I have the courage to keep doing this, and what is courage and what does that mean to me? A limiting belief that I have that I'm not an athlete, body image. So all these things I want to journal on. I mentioned meal prep. I want to journal on that because it's something that I'm kind of against in my head, but it could help me if I was more into meal prepping. Handling the holidays, that's a huge one I want to journal on because I want to make sure that before the holidays get here, I'm already mentally in that space, that I know how it is that I want to behave, how I want to react to people, to the food, to the smells, to the feelings, to the emotions. Sometimes there are things that, we think it's all just the food, but it's not. Is there going to be politics talk that is there going to be sadness because of a loved one that isn't there? There are a lot of things that come up that it's not always just about the food, that there are other thoughts that you have that create these different feelings, and those feelings trigger some actions that may not be the best actions that you want to have. Returning to the office is another thing that I'm going to be doing some journaling on because there's talks of returning back to the office and no longer working from home. So I want to be mentally prepared in order to deal with that. So journaling is going to help me be aware of how I feel about these things and how I want to move forward and how I want to show up for myself and handle them in a good way. So I'm going to be journaling for 30 days. So I think that is a lot of awesome things that I get to look forward to in the month of November, and I'll report back to you, let you know how things went with that. So let me know if you do a habit tracker. You can Google them. There's really cool ones, like I said, that you can download and you can use. But they're great for things like if you wanted to start making sure that you go to bed at a certain time to make sure that you're getting well rested. It reinforces it. Whenever you fill in the circle, whenever you color it, it reinforces in your brain that this is an activity that you want to do. It tells, you've got more consistency when you're filling it in versus just saying that this is a goal that I have. Whenever you're actually doing those check marks, marking it off, it helps reinforce that positive behavior. I almost forgot to tell you my weight loss this week. You might have noticed on my board, whenever I pulled it up, that there was something colored in that wasn't colored in last week. So last week I weighed in at 224.8, and it was a gain. It was a 1 point something gain. And this week I weighed in at 222.6. So I had a 2.2 pound loss. Is that it?
For now.
Go! Go! So it really actually just goes with my normal half-pound loss every single week because I lost what I gained plus additional. So baby, and I got to color in this orange part on my tracker for the last 90 days. So I'm super proud of myself. I am 1.6 pounds away from my next big milestone goal. So I'm hoping that in the next week I can get there, but I'm not gonna, it's Halloween, lots of stuff, and I typically only lose half a pound a week, so I'm not gonna get too overly excited to get there, but I'm hoping I can. You always gotta dream big. Dream big. That's all I have for today. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, it's going to be an adventure.